Concerning the arrest of ADF leader Ayaba Cho, we are seeing Norway trying to play a role of an international partner, but it seems as if they still don't understand what is international relations and how diplomacy works. Okay, this is a crisis of two countries, a crisis that needs international mediation. Okay, we have seen Canada and Switzerland coming to mediate, and the government of Cameroon back out. Now, Norway is coming in. Instead of playing the same role that Switzerland and Canada played, they instead arrest a leader, one of the leader of the two factions. So you are arresting a leader and keeping that leader in detention, but you are not solving the problem. Okay, Norway has to play the role of a mediator, and they have to learn from Switzerland and Canada what the role of mediator is. When you come in, you do consultation on both sides and try to see the avenue how they can start the peace process. But when you arrest one of the leaders who is a prominent leader and you put incommunicado in detention, then you are not solving the problem. And this is a problem for 9 years plus. The war is still ongoing. You are not trying to solve the problem. Okay? There are many conflicts around the world, but we see countries trying to go in to solve the problem. They are not going in to aggravate the problem because a war is something that needs a, a negotiated settlement because there's a problem. And mediator role is a role that most countries don't know how to play. Okay, that's how diplomacy is very, very strategic. Okay, Norway, historically, Norway voted for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. But today, Norway is arresting one of the leaders who are clamoring for that independence vote. Norway should understand that this is a historical grievance. It's a historical, political battle that stand back in the days of independence where there was a premature decolonization process. So Norway has to play a role that will make Norway stand out. Okay, Switzerland is a very experienced broker when it comes to international mediation. Switzerland has done so many. That's why we had some confidence in Switzerland to help in the mediation process. But because of the lukewarm nature of the government of Cameroon, Switzerland had to end the mediation process. Okay, the same thing when Canada came in. Canada came in as a mediator, inviting both parties to Canada, and they had a kind of discussion for maybe one to 2 months. But what happened? The government of Cameroon still back out of the negotiation process. So Norway should come in to understand what has been there before. Okay, how the government of Cameroon had a failed discussion, or they call it Grand National Dialogue in Yaoundé, that failed. Then that's when Switzerland government came in and said, no, this is a crisis between two countries and needs an international led mediation process. It's not an internal conflict, as Norway has been made to understand. I hope the government of Norway should understand this is not about an internal conflict. It's an international process that needs to take gradual process, and international negotiation has stages, and the government of Norway should understand this. Keeping a leader does not solve the problem. Okay, because the more you do that, you only aggravate the tension, and instead keep the conflict ongoing. Okay, so we are hoping for Norway to understand the historical perspective, and that the people of Southern Cameroon are looking at the root causes of the problem, because any solution that is half baked will take the the problem to nowhere. So we are looking at the government of Norway to make sure that they come in. They have to study the history of both countries. How one country was colonized by France, the other country was colonized by Britain. And one country got her independence, which is French Cameroon, on the 1st of January 1960. The other countries got their independence on the 1st of October 1961. So now, one country of equal status cannot come and occupy another country, and whereas each country had their independence on a separate event. Okay, so Norway should go back and understand this before entering into a conflict that needs international mediation. Okay, the people of Southern Cameroon have had enough. They have seen the mass killing, mass grave, mass deportation, a mass refugee influx of refugee into Nigeria. They have seen mass arrests, mass incarceration of the people are still languishing in the jails of La République du Cameroon. So Norway should know that this is not just a fast track solution. There is no fast track solution to this. It's something that needs to sit on the table for negotiation. And until that negotiation, if the people of Southern Cameroon can have a referendum to decide on their fate, that will be one of the solutions. But if not, then the war is still ongoing, and Norway will only be held as one of those people who enable the government of Cameroon to keep their military doing their atrocities, committing more atrocities on the people of Southern Cameroon when there is no solution to the crisis. Okay, I saw some of the ambassadors went to Bamenda, okay, to visit, but they are not putting pressure on the government of Cameroon to go to negotiation. Visiting Bamenda 10 times will not be part of the negotiation process. The ambassadors, the role of an ambassador in Cameroon should be to tell the Cameroon government, please go to negotiation table. The more you delay, the more life lost, the more people are losing their you know, the more the escalation of the crisis. We expect the the foreign dignitaries and diplomats to work in harmony to help to end the crisis, not help in taking shortcuts, which is half-baked solutions. Any half-baked solutions will go nowhere. We have seen that in many crises around the world, that countries come in and try to take sides or try to use shortcuts to solve a problem that has been there. It's a historic problem. You cannot solve a historical problem with an immediate solution. No. It will take a gradual process, consultation, negotiation on both sides, trying to see how to heal these historic grievances, heal this mistrust among the two countries, and see how this can end in an amicable way. Okay, because uh, most countries don't understand the history of both countries. They don't understand the history of the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, and they don't understand the history of Cameroon, La République du Cameroon. Okay, both had equal status when they had their independence. They were granted independence by the United Nations separately, and that independence is still bonded. And Norway voted for the independence of the people of Southern Cameroon. Norway should understand this, and trying to annul that vote will only end at the United Nations negotiation table.